What's up, guys? You're back with the Kissing Cousins. This is Off the Tap, and we are doing another beer review. This week, we're going to America's oldest brewery.
Talked about them before.
Yup, Yuengling. We're not going to get into the whole history and dive into that a whole lot. We went into how many barrels they produce and stuff in Tuesday, Booze Day, News Day a couple weeks ago. So, if you want to know more about the brewery, make sure to check back on that, and there's plenty of information in there.
We actually did talk about this beer on there too.
We did, because
we knew it was coming out, and the sisters announced it to everybody.
Right.
So,
basically, just a quick overview. The owner of the company basically handed it over to his 4 daughters, who are now in charge of and oversee everything. And this is the first beer that is going to be brewed year-round. It came out last year. I know it's fresh into the season, fresh into 2019 now, but this came out last year, 2018. It's the first beer that they're brewing year-round in 17 years.
Yeah, it's been a while since they actually had one. What was their last one? It was the lager, I think.
Something, yeah.
It was a darker beer. They had their black and tan and all that stuff too, and this is huge for them because they focus on their quality, and when you get into the hops they're using and stuff, it's the most high quality noble hops you can get.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which we discussed before on the Tuesday, Booze Day, News Day, that they took almost a year and a half
just
to do
to
research
it, yeah.
and figure out how they were going to develop and brew this beer, because they wanted it to be the finest of quality.
Well, it had to be the finest of quality, and it had to go with their brewing process that they already had. They couldn't really change much out for what they have going. They wanted to keep everything the same.
Right.
So they just changed a couple items, and here we go. We got a beer.
Yeah.
So.
Side note, we do call ourselves the Kissing Cousins, and no, we didn't plan on matching today.
Just gotta throw this out.
It's just our fabulous trends, if you know what I mean. The one thing that interested me the most about this brewery is it being the oldest brewery in America. So that's pretty impressive because it means it survived Prohibition. Now, just like most other breweries that were able to survive Prohibition, a lot of you might know they kind of veered off a little bit and started making craft sodas. This brewery in particular, they made what's called near beers, which basically NAs, which could not have more than 0.5% alcohol content in there.
We used to drink Beck's a lot.
Yeah?
Non-alcoholic Beck's.
You used to drink Beck's?
Oh yeah, when we were at the service, we couldn't have beer overseas.
I was going to say, like, you did this for fun?
Yeah, we did actually. Oh, we need a beer fix. We got a bunch of dudes at party, and then like, well, let's get some NA Beck's.
It's always fun when someone's too drunk at a party and just toss them over like an NA Bush NA or like an O'Doul's if they're young and don't know what that is.
Don't waste it. These guys are like the OGs of the NA, I guess, because they're the oldest.
Yeah.
They've been around for it.
Right. So that was one way. That's called, what would you call that? Improvision. I think that's a word.
Innovative.
They improvise.
At the times.
Right.
So
the brewery has gone through hell, though. Multiple ownerships within the family. I mean, it's just been family members owning different breweries and then coming in and out, and it's...
I think it's just like, this is what needed to happen to this company.
Well, they needed something new.
They've been kind of stagnant for the last few years. Mm-hmm. They haven't really been trying to... Like they said, they're not trying to get a bigger market. They're going to stay targeted where they're at.
They distribute to, if I'm not mistaken, what I read was this beer will be distributed in 22 states. I think that they distribute to 23, though.
Yeah, we can't get it here, so.
Right.
So we had to pull some strings.
Yep. Shout out to my mom who was able to get this beer for us, and she saw that we did a news article on Yuengling's Pilsner, and she came through in the clutch, and here we are doing a review. Now we know we're going to get the criticism, oh, it's not a craft beer, it's a domestic beer company. Well, we thought it'd be cool because we talk about anything and everything beer and liquor. We do a lot of different articles, and we try to keep you up with all the latest news, all the latest trends. It doesn't matter if it's craft or not when it comes to that. And I know all of our reviews are going to be craft, but we decided, since we once talked about this, and we got our hands on a pack of it. We might as well do a review on it.
Right? So let's dive in these hops a little bit. Like I said, they're two...
Hold on. I can't wait for you to try to repronounce these.
The one is pronounced Sauce.
Sauce.
It's from the Czech Republic.
Okay.
It's their number one beer. Or number one hop for brewed beer.
Yep.
Then there's...
Their hops is their number one beer.
Then there's the Heller 2 is another noble hops. Neither of these are bitter hops. They're both aromatics. They're for aroma.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that it's like a 3.3 to 5% bitterness in these. So it's going to be very low.
Very low.
What you expect in a Pilsner.
On a scale of 100, that is.
Yeah, right? It's basically a pale lager is all these are.
Right.
So
it's not... what we talked about this before the show started. Not a lot of flavor. It's a pale lager, so it's... I could say lighter than a light lager.
To me, Pilsners are boring beers.
I don't care for Pilsners. There's not a lot of flavor.
Yeah, there's no flavor to me in it. Like,
nothing
hits my palate. This is like something I could drink day in and day out, probably.
Right. Now, I like Yuenglings lager a lot.
Yep.
So if this is going to be anything stemming from that, hopefully it's going to be a lot better than most Pilsners we've tried.
This smells like a Bud Light to me.
Yeah? I haven't smelled it yet.
And it looks kind of similar in color to most of them.
Pretty much. It's supposed to have that light golden color, see right through the glass. I mean, I'm sure you guys can notice that.
Looks like a shower.
Yeah.
Just kidding. If you're taking that shower, you're wrong.
They say it's supposed to help with athlete's feet.
Right? It's a 4.7% alcohol.
By volume,
By volume, so it's very low.
Very low, but it's still right around where your lagers and your light beers are going to be, so...
There's quite a bit of carbonation. You can still see it coming up into the glass.
Mm-hmm. There wasn't a lot of head on this beer. I tried pouring it like an a-hole to see if I could get quite a bit of head, and there wasn't.
I mean, I had quite a bit, but it went away right away. Before we even started recording, gone.
Right.
So, the body's supposed to be just a well-endowed beer, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, I say we do our review.
All right.
You want to explain what we're doing?
Yep. Appearance, smell, taste, our mouthfeel, and then we do our overall.
And we also let you guys know if it's something you should start out with for like a craft beer.
Right. Yeah, that's something new we're going to try doing, and I don't know when this is coming out because Tad is actually going on a business trip. Can you explain that?
I work for a keg company. We refurbish kegs, and Miller is one of our huge customers. We're going out to Golden, Colorado. I get to work at the Coors Brewery for 3 months. Enjoy the hell out of it.
Colorado, what we would consider the capital of craft
beer.
beer.
Because that's, like, as we know, like, we've spoke about it, that's the borderline.
Right.
Like, anything from the West Coast goes there and stops. Anything from the East Coast goes there and stops. So that's going to be your melting pot for the craft beer.
Yep.
Like, it's hard to get stuff from all the way to the West Coast here unless it's like your big Sierra Nevadas and like your bigger names. But all these small breweries that are up and coming, that's basically your cutoff is Colorado. I can't wait. Like, I've even heard stuff about like New Belgium. They have a couple beers there that we can't get here. I had a buddy that just got back from there. I'm so stoked to go try all these different beers.
They have a new, not to get off topic with what we're doing here, but they have a new Voodoo Ranger IPA that just came out, and I'm like, oh man, you better bring some home.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring all that stuff.
Not to mention, Chicago's trying to claim being craft beer capital of America, and we're in denial. So,
what do they have?
Because we're bitter, because they are basically border enemies.
Yeah.
Because we're from Wisconsin. But back to the review. We talked about appearance, we talked about smell, taste, mouthfeel, and then we do an overall. And like Tad said, we're going to let you know if this is a beer that if you don't drink beer, since this isn't technically a craft brew, if this is something that, hey, I want something different, maybe this is something that I'd like. So, smell. Let's give it a whirl.
I don't really smell any hops.
No, we know it's not supposed to be hoppy.
You get a little bit. There's a little bit of that citrus note in it.
Mm-hmm.
But oh man, there's like I don't really smell much of anything. It smells like...
It is a tad citrusy now that you say that. Tad, no pun intended. Knee slap.
I don't know, it's...
You said it
Very
smelled like
mellow.
a Budweiser. I don't think it smells as heavy as that.
No,
I think it
it's
smells more like a light beer.
Bud Light to maybe Miller Lite, Hams.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the color. We can do appearance.
Yep.
It's definitely got the rich golden color that you expect it to be.
Absolutely. We
And-
talked a little bit about what it's supposed to look like earlier. You can see right through the glass pretty much. That's exactly what a Pilsner is supposed to be. So, smell, it smells what a Pilsner is supposed to smell like. It's what we said, it's like a pale lager. The smell, or the, what did I just say? I'm losing my mind here.
The smell lager.
The appearance.
The appearance.
The smell,
Looks like a Pilsner should.
Yep,
The smell smells plain like it should.
yep.
The mouthfeel should be well endowed. Like, it's basically what this is saying is it should be drinkable.
Right.
Drinkability should be there.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know I'm going to get this just by those two being in line. Like your color and your smell. I don't have any hops. There's no bitter hops in it at all because you'd smell the aromas of that even.
Right.
So let's go ahead and do the taste and mouthfeel all at the same time like we always do.
Are we giving a grade for the appearance and smell?
We'll do them all at the end.
Alright, sounds good. Here we go. Cheers.
All I get is carbonation.
There's a lot of carbonation.
Maybe a little lemony. Like citrus on the backside, but up front there's nothing that hits me.
I feel that it's got more flavor than a lager to it.
It's good.
I don't-
It's drinkable.
I do not mind this. We weren't bashing this beer before we started because we'd never had it, but we were kind of talking
Hesitant.
crap about Pilsners because they're
we
not very...
like our IPAs and our stouts and our porters, stuff with bold flavors.
Yeah, the bitter the better. We both have significant others, so you get it.
So,
But I don't mind this. The
It's not
mouthfeel
bad.
and the carbonation is there. You feel it. It's almost like drinking
and
a
there's
soda.
supposed to be carbonation. Like I don't like that so much in a beer.
No?
No, like dude, I am a huge stout porter fan. And, like I like my flat stuff.
Yeah. See, I'm the opposite. That's
But-
why I enjoy IPAs because it's got a burst of a lot of like bitterness.
But that's a different feeling. That's a prickly. This is just
But it
straight
gives-
carbonation.
Right, but that at least it gives you something.
Yeah.
I like that. When
Don't get me
something
wrong,
hits
I-
my mouth, I want to feel it.
I love all that flavor that you get in an IPA, but I don't know, back to a Pilsner, Pilsner is what it is, man. Like, there's nothing
It's
totally
it's-
significant in it.
I don't want to say it's plain Jane because I think this is definitely more flavorful than...
Oh, yeah, it's better than a lot of stuff on
Right.
the market. So,
I can tell you what. We have a local brewery around here. I'm not going to mention the name because I'm not high on it. But they have a Pilsner. And
it's actually got some flavor.
it's a very popular Pilsner that they brew. I think it tastes like dog crap. This, I don't mind at all. I could drink this. I wouldn't necessarily go out and buy a Pilsner because it's not my forte. But if somebody came over with a 6-pack or a 12-pack of these, I think they're only made in 6-packs actually. And I would be like, hey, that's not a bad beer.
They
And
probably have cases of this where we can't get it, though.
you could drink this all night. This is a beer that you could drink all night. For me,
Yeah,
it is.
I could, and I'd pack on more puns than I already do drink.
Right.
See, like, that's the cool thing about the beers I drink. They're always heavy, so I get a 6-pack and pretty drunk.
Yeah, yep.
This is 4.7.
It's 135 calories per 12-ounce bottle.
It's comparable to most light beers,
Yeah,
like in calorie-wise.
I think that they really...
6 of these is dinner.
I wish that they would start coming out with more stuff and they would try getting more crafty. And
I wish they would, too. I wish they would do, like... We were talking about sours the other day.
Mhm.
Dude, if they came up with if they put that much energy into a sour, it'd probably be my favorite sour on the market.
Exactly, because we said...
This
we
is like a year and a
researched-
half in the making.
Right, and if they did that much research into a sour, that would be incredible because we've tried a few sours lately, and I'll tell you what, one of them just was not particularly good.
One was gross, and the other one was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
But they're doing that much research. I wish
I wish they would expand more into the craft game. Like,
right.
They're too domestic for me. That's where I'm gonna put it.
They're still a great brewery. They do a hell of a job. There's a reason why they don't need to expand anymore. It's because the beers that they already have are fantastic. They're black and tan. They're lager. Even their light lager is pretty decent. But
so smell. What do you give it?
I gotta give it a high grade because it's exactly what a Pilsner is supposed to be. I'm giving it an 8.4.
I was gonna do 8.5.
It's exactly what There's
plain
no
Jane, nothing you can do about it.
Right.
It is what it is. They did their research, and that's what they wanted to achieve. They got it.
Appearance, I don't think you're getting any better than that, honestly.
That's like when you pour up beer, that's the color you want to see.
The only thing that I thought was missing, and maybe that's my fault for lack of research, was the head.
Yeah, I mean, there was head when we poured it. It's just it dissipates fast.
Right.
I think that deals with the carbonation. The bubbles just keep going and it dissipates right away.
That could be.
So I don't know, cause like look, there's still carbonation.
Well, right.
Like,
yeah.
crazy. But the head, like I had quite a bit on there, and it just went away right away. Like I poured mine just straight on just to see how much I could get, and it went from half the glass up.
Right.
It just went right away.
Well, for appearance, I gotta go high again because seriously, it's exactly what you expect out of a Pilsner, and I'm gonna have to go
solid 8.
I was gonna go 8.7.
Do a solid 8.
I think
I think this is gonna be like an 8 beer all around.
Yeah,
like it's very well into a beer. It's good.
The mouthfeel for me is gonna be high because
that's
exactly
carbonation. It's exactly what you think when you bust into something like this.
Right.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be so much carbonation and not a lot of bold flavors. It's just gonna be something I can drink.
Right. Exactly.
On a hot summer day, I'd pound a 6-pack of this, no problem.
Absolutely. So, mouthfeel. I went first the last two.
Mouthfeel, I'm gonna do an 8.6.
8.6. Mouthfeel, I'm giving it an 8.3. I like everything
there.
so far. Taste.
For a Pilsner, it's gonna be high. For my taste, I don't like it.
I don't. Yeah.
No.
I actually. See, this is the biggest surprise for me because I was like, the last few Pilsners I've tried, I have not appreciated at all.
Right.
This is way more flavorful than I imagined it would be, based on the other Pilsners I've had.
It's smooth too. Like it's a smooth finish.
Right.
So that's like a huge thing with a Pilsner is like if you have a smooth finish and it's not lingering in your mouth like an IPA does for. You know what I mean? Like you can drink them,
and
like,
it doesn't kick you in the teeth.
Yeah, it's like I've been having people I know just I'm trying to work everybody into this craft beer game, give them an IPA, and they're like, oh man, it's just too much. It's in the back of my throat. I'm like,
right,
that's where we're supposed to be.
Right. This definitely to me has a craft feeling to it because it's more flavorful than most Pilsners I've had. So that tells me that if you're trying to get somebody hooked on craft beer, this might be a good starting point. We know it's not a craft beer, but this might not be a bad beer to just be like, hey, this is going to be more flavorful, and this is going to be a good entry-level something to get you into trying other things.
This kind of reminds you like how bold flavors of like Modelo and Corona.
Okay, yeah, no,
you know what I mean? Like how they have bold flavors like that. That kind of
it's distinct. I feel like if you
distinct. Like,
I feel like you could pick this out of a whole line of Pilsners that were lined up.
Oh, most definitely.
What are you giving it for taste?
Taste? I'm gonna give it.
Well, we already did taste. Did we do taste?
No, we were doing taste right now.
All right.
Mouthfeel.
Yep, give her a whirl.
Taste, I'm doing an 8.7.
8.7?
Because it's where it should be.
I was going to do an 8.6. So, overall, I got to give this an 8.5.
Yep, that's basically mine averaged out to 8.5, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a very well into a beer. I'm not going to, it's just not my take on beer, you know?
Absolutely.
So
we're going to try to put something together. I do my cocktail videos every Friday. We do a beer review every Wednesday. We're going to try to get something logged that we can start putting out what our review is, what we give it for a grade for everything. I don't know. It's going to take a while. That's a lot of work. We're going to try to put something together so that if you're looking for a beer, you
like
just go
chart
in.
Rating and stuff.
Right. Just some sort of chart. Also, you want to talk about our giveaway again?
All right. Well, I'll just take these and you can hold those up.
Yeah.
We are doing for the first, or after we get 250 followers on our Facebook page, we're gonna do a giveaway of these custom craft beer coasters that we put a lot of time and effort into. We're pretty proud of. They'll be twined up. It's a set of 4. If you're in the local Green Bay area, we'll meet up with you. You get to meet us, and we'll just hand them to you. So that's pretty cool. If you're not, we'll mail them to you.
Absolutely. We took a lot of pride. We sat and discussed with doing what we're doing here, and the craft beer game is into the whole reduce, reuse, recycle. So what we're trying to do is anytime we buy beer, we buy a 6-pack or anything that we use for our cocktails, we have all sorts of weird craft things that we're going to try to do to try to reuse the stuff. We use it for giveaways. Once we gain a little bit of steam with this whole show, we're going to try to sell some stuff. And that's our whole goal. These are all made out of 6-packs. We take the 6-packs, we cut them up, we put a clear coat on them, we do all sorts of cool stuff with it just to try to reduce our waste, because we talk every week about these breweries that they're giving back to the community. They're doing fundraisers.
That's the way we want to take it too. Like,
Right.
We want to reduce everything. Like, we got a lot of ideas for just beer bottles. Like, there's probably like 3 or 4 ideas we got with these, including the beer caps, bottles themselves, all kinds of stuff coming up. It's probably gonna wait until after I get back in Colorado is what we're deciding.
Yep.
Just because
we'd rather have it so that we could use the stuff, make some cool crap that you guys can put around your house, you guys can utilize, you guys can hang up or whatever. So that's just kind of our thing now. You know, we just
got on board with it. And
follow suit. Yeah.
Follow suit with the big names.
It's fun too. We just sit around, watch football, and just start doing arts and crafts.
Drinking beers.
Wear the same clothes during our beer review. Alrighty, so
all right.
I said 8.5.
8.5 it is.
All right.
It's a good beer.
Have a good week. Tune in next week. Cheers.